Welcome back to Nerds Deep, everybody. Got everybody here tonight. Phil,
Hi.
how's it going? Phil is full of dad jokes this evening, so please text in. Yeah, we got to hear some more of those sweet.
We can text now?
Yeah. Text in the chat.
We
son.
can?
Oh, wait, we can't. Wait, text in the chat
No,
or text
SMS. Just type it in. Just old-fashioned type. Phil, how the hell's it going, man?
It's going. Yeah, it's been a fucking weird week. It started out Saturday evening after dinner when I didn't know at the time, but apparently when I had brushed my teeth that morning, I had brushed away a filling on my tooth. And then it was after dinner that I was kind of, like after you eat, you kind of like tongue around your mouth a little bit just to kind of get food off your teeth.
Yeah. Clean it out.
I go across the tooth and I'm like, hey, there's a big chunk of my tooth missing. That's not good. And so I ended up in the dentist office yesterday and had a little fun at the dentist because I kept telling them that I could still feel pain. So they gave me like 3 fucking lidocaine injections.
Nice.
And then I decided, and I was like, right after my whole face goes completely crapshoot numb. And so I asked him if I could have a glass of water, knowing full well I wasn't going to be able to drink it. And sure enough, he just poured it in and went at the sides. I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
Yes.
I can't feel my tongue. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. What's your pain level? 4.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a 4, sir.
They would ask me questions and everything was like, blah, 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 blah.
Sign here.
I just write things down on a notepad. And then after that, I decided to stream because I thought that would be hilarious. So for a good first hour of that stream, I could not enunciate pretty much anything, like peas, like problems or anything like that. Oh, you can.
And I missed it. I'm so sad.
Huh?
I said, and I missed it. I'm so sad.
Oh yeah. Well, I gotta come up with a VOD for it, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But other than that, just getting crushed by work, man. And then having weird weather patterns because it's been hot and it's cold, and then it's cold and then it's colder and then it's hot again. And it's, I don't know. It's Kansas.
I've totally screwed that up this week, wearing shorts and froze my ass off with a hoodie. And then I wore pants the next day and sweat my ass off without a hoodie. It's just been all over the place in Missouri. Billy, I hear you've had some interesting development in the job front. Care to explain?
He might be getting a job.
Oh, yeah, possibly. I'm emailing with some peoples and we'll see what happens. I don't want to say anything for sure yet.
Yeah, don't want to curse it, but best of luck, dude. I hope it all works out and get closer to the fam.
It'll definitely be easier on the work school life.
For shiz.
Nope. That's all I got.
Okay.
I'll be happier tomorrow after I can log out of work.
Yeah. Same.
Oh, don't forget, everybody, it's Mother's Day this weekend. If you did not get anything for your mother or you just don't like her, that's fine too. Or, God forbid, she's not here. Just a reminder that if your mom is around, make sure to thank her for being pro-life and, get her something. I don't know, do something nice.
Yeah. Buy her lunch, call her and say hi, whatever.
Or mail her a bag of dog shit. Whatever, just as long as you're thinking about your mom on Mother's Day. Do that.
Send her a bag of D's, whatever.
Besides their birthday, this is all they get from their kids, okay? Well, maybe Christmas, but after that, it's like, okay, I don't have any more money, so you get shit.
Especially if you got kids. Like Christmas, I'm tapped out.
Getting gifts from my family is a yearly hassle.
It is, man.
They're like, hey, your nieces and nephew are having birthdays. I'm like, but they're also gonna have a Christmas too.
Yeah, and God forbid they're like August or later. They're like, can we wrap it up on one, please?
See, I think we lost Jeff.
Oh no!
Oh, there he is. Coming back. I had to level up on that. I go to my nieces and nephew now, and I asked them. I said, hey, I can get you a birthday present and a Christmas present, or you can combine your birthday and Christmas, and I will get you something bigger for Christmas. And you know, they always say, "Oh yeah, do that," and I'm like, "Yes." Don't have to buy them any gifts until Christmas.
Yeah, what the hell is going on with my internet?
I don't know, but I just heard you say that.
Stop buying it from
Good.
Walmart.
Oh,
Hey, I'm in.
you got the Wally net.
I got that HughesNet Gen 5. So hopefully this continues to work. I apologize, but let's get into it, I guess, and let me know if you can't hear me or understand me, and I'll zonk out, refresh everything.
Let me guess. We're gonna start off with some Nintendo news.
You know it. We got to start off on the low and on the high. So we got to start somewhere.
I'm just saying, maybe we do something like, let's start on like, no, never mind. Just go ahead. Do the Nintendo stuff.
We can do it. We can start anywhere.
No. We didn't practice. I feel unorganized now. My ADD's kicking in.
You're assuming we're organized. I love it. So yeah, I guess we'll start with some Nintendo, and PowerA reveals a pro grade Switch controller. So we've got a new Pro Switch controller, not made by Nintendo. Billy, I've given you a link. You should pull it up because it looks pretty impressive for a controller, nonetheless. For any console, it's got all sorts of crazy shit going on.
What?
Okay. So it's called the Fusion Pro wireless controller for the Switch. It's premium materials, professional level gaming features, and high quality Bluetooth enabled design. It's got swappable faceplates, black and white for now, embedded anti-friction rings, mappable buttons, customizable paddles, swappable sticks, protective case it comes with, because I'm assuming it's quite a bit of money. Keep your controller safe, aka those Joy-Cons. And even a 3.5 millimeter audio jack. Wired and wireless support runs for up to 20 hours on a charge, and motion controls. So I mean, all joking aside for the Nintendo stuff, it's pretty nice looking.
That is 20 hours. I don't know if I've ever. Well, I take that back. When Fallout 3 came out, I'm pretty sure that first day I didn't sleep. I just literally stayed up playing Fallout the entire time.
Yeah, it's rare, but I've done it before.
I had that. Well, and that's why I was glad I had two controllers, because I remember having to swap them out while one charged.
I mean, 20 hours is a long time considering your Switch lasts like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
So
wow, the Switch controller only lasts like 3.5 hours?
No, the Switch itself in portable mode's like 3.5 hours. Now, granted, you're going to use this controller docked most likely, but 20 hours is that's quite a while. And it's not made by Nintendo, so the Joy-Cons probably are going to last. And they're also swappable, so you can buy new Joy-Cons and just put them on your controller. You can modify the layout with the D-pad, the Joy-Cons, or the analog sticks, whatever you want to call them.
You can get little paddles.
Yeah. 4 paddles on the back. It's pretty nice looking for anything Nintendo related. That's impressive. And they don't make it, which is the best part.
Yeah, no Joy-Con drift, hopefully.
And if you do have it, it seems like it's pretty easily mitigated.
Yeah.
But in a weird front, Nintendo this week released Game Builder Garage. So it's coming June 11th, but they kind of showcase that this new game allows you to realistically build your own Nintendo game with your friends, have multiplayer. We can pull up a trailer if you'd like, if you haven't seen it. This looks pretty interesting.
So this isn't like where you build your own Mario levels kind of crap. It's like,
no, you can build anything.
Huh.
Yeah, 3D, 2D side scroller, puzzles, first person shooters. You can build anything in this. And Nintendo's got it for $30, which for how high quality this looks, and the fact that you can develop really anything on it, it comes with some like pre-built stuff. But just from what I've seen in the trailers, it looks pretty sweet. I mean, $30. That's kind of a bargain.
Oh, I see. So yeah, it's kind of like it gives you some context to link things together for various actions. But I do think that's pretty cool that it does like side-scrolling platformers, racers, and space blasters.
Yeah.
It does make well switch between programming and playing their creations.
Right, because you have the ability to kind of be a dungeon master, so to speak. But it looks rudimentary, and then they show some like 3D games, and it's all over the place. You could do freaking kind of anything with it.
That is a cool idea. I wish they'd bring that to other consoles, though.
Yeah, I'm surprised Nintendo kind of jumped the gate first. Really.
Well, I think the closest we got to it on the PlayStation would be like Sackboy.
Yeah, weirdly, but it's still kind of that similar Sackboy environment where this is you can do like retro classics pretty easily. You can it's all over the place. So for $29.99, I'm looking forward to see where this goes. This could be like a Minecraft for the Switch. And for many hundreds of millions of people are buying the Switch, if it's got a real strong fan base, this could be a monstrous ordeal. We'll see, but it looks pretty cool.
It's a cool concept for sure. Anything that gets people interested in programming is good.
Definitely seems like something that might make me actually pick up the Switch again.
Just so you can fiddle with some games.
Yeah, it looks really
It'd be cool. I was just thinking it would be cool that like after you make your creations or whatever, like being able to export them to play on other platforms like PC or whatever, or share it with friends or whatever.
Well, I'm sure they probably have like an online community that you can share it to.
There's definitely some talks of that, and Nintendo's kind of dabbled in the streaming, the cloud gaming, and the PC exports to to some of their games.
Right.
So it's all out there. I assume if the fan base is, let's just say, 10 million people, yeah, Nintendo will do whatever the hell makes them money. So it all depends on us, the fans, really. If we take it and run with it, it could kind of go anywhere.
I dig it. $30, not a bad deal at all.
Yeah, it could easily be 60 in my opinion. I mean, this thing looks pretty well polished. You can do pretty much anything with it. Weirdly, kind of an open source take on Nintendo.
It would only be cooler if you can start including your own graphics. Did they say anything about that?
Not yet. They just kind of released some pre-built stuff. So where this kind of goes, it really looks kind of open. So they could probably flip the Switch and you can do about anything. Like build it on your PC and then export it to a Switch.
That would be cool.
That would be pretty sweet. To like really be a developer, which would that would gain some massive following there just in itself. So yeah, Phil, good call. I've heard some people ask those questions and we'll see what happens, but it looks like they've set the stage to realistically kind of go wherever the fan base wants it to. And Nintendo weirdly is, dabbling in the mature games quite a bit. Obviously, our Western cousins, their views on drugs, nudity, language are a little more loose than what we have in America. So realistically, this could go pretty much anywhere. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 heads to the Switch on June 25th. It is remastered. It looks pretty good. And it's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. They're freaking legendary. That's fun games. So I'll probably pick them up. I played them a lot on the PlayStation.
Oh, but it doesn't have all the graphical bells and whistles of what they added to the PlayStation 5.
Probably not. I don't know what bells and whistles they're adding, but probably not.
That's what I thought, Nintendo. Put you back in your corner.
Gotta scale it back a little. Switch it up. Yeah, you're welcome.
No, that's pretty cool. I played hours of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, just tons of it. I think we were trying to go for the highest score ever, and it always ended up at the I want to say the map was at the school where they had like the bull thing that you could keep doing tricks around.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fun game.
Yeah, and like the warehouse level is always like a top favorite of.
Oh yeah, warehouse, of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of hours logged in that game. Kind of shame to admit it, but yeah, it was a big deal back in the day. Yeah, and Nintendo is dabbling in the live action animated movies, you name it. Whether it's probably like stream based, so Netflix, what have you. Billy, I've given you a link.
Yeah, I was just looking through that, and there's one on there that was what the mouth drop was for.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff there, man.
Okay, you ready to go into that?
Yeah, let's heckle the shit out of it because there's some crazy stuff in there. Wow. Yeah, so obviously we have Mortal Kombat is coming, or it has happened. And it looks good. I've not seen it.
Ooh, excuse me. We know how Sonic went.
We all know how that Sonic went. They had to change it up a couple times.
Yeah. It's not too bad now, though.
I watched it. It wasn't horrible.
It's not great.
I do like the idea of Resident Evil coming. I have not seen the new Mortal Kombat yet. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know when I will get around to seeing it. I definitely would not go to a theater to see it.
Yeah, no, but I might rent it for $5.
I might ask one of my friends to borrow it.
And rip it.
And no, I mean, just borrow it and politely return it after I rewind it.
Absolutely. Rewind it and
be kind. Rewind your DVDs when you give it back.
Yeah. Oh my.
All right. And then the next one, which is the one I'm like kind of hopeful that it's going to be great.
I'm totally stoked for a Resident Evil movie. Yeah. Just don't screw it up and we'll be fine.
Well,
I mean, the Resident Evil movies always are related-ish. Is this a series or no? It's going to be a movie. Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, November 24th this year. So I don't know. That looks pretty awesome.
Well, and so that said, another one that we were just talking about this last week about how they tried to put together an Uncharted movie, and it never seemed to come to fruition. Even though we all knew it could be a great movie on its own. I mean, the game plays like a great movie, and finally, they're coming out with an Uncharted movie, February 2022. So it's next year, but the fact that they're in post-production means that the movie's done. Like they're just cutting it all together and putting in all the other little itty bitties that need to be there. But I was really stoked to see that they've got Mark Wahlberg in there, Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty dope for a cast. Just right there. I mean, I've always been a fan of Mark Wahlberg.
Is Mark Wahlberg playing like older Drake?
No, he's playing Sully.
Oh.
Which kind of threw me off at first because I was like, wait a minute, is Mark going to be like fat wielding a cigar? Like,
I don't know. He might make a really good Sully.
Because I'm just thinking of like Mark Wahlberg as Mark Wahlberg, and I'm like, dude, that dude's buff, man. Like, I can't really imagine a buff Sully.
Yeah, that's why I asked. I was like, is he doing older Drake? Because Tom Holland's doing younger Drake. So like, Mark Wahlberg seems like he could do like older Drake. So who are they doing as older Drake?
No idea.
Or are they even touching that yet?
The younger Drake with the Sully introduction.
Okay.
And they're leaving it open for like another movie, maybe that'll take 12 years to make.
Yeah, because he was relatively young in the first Uncharted.
Yeah, that's
Sully
true.
wasn't great out yet.
That's true.
And Sully kind of got weirdly skinnier the later the series went. So maybe he'll wear a fat suit. I don't know. More chins in a Chinese phone.
I'm excited for Tom Holland as a younger Nathan Drake, though. I think he'll do a really good job.
Wow. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I hope it's good. Mark Wahlberg always seems to make me laugh. So
yeah, I pulled up. Well, I had to pull up freaking pictures of Sully just to kind of get the imagery in my mind, and I'm like, Mark Wahlberg, and I don't know about that.
And probably what gets me the most is the voice. Sully is really raspy and smoking cigars, and Wahlberg's always a whiny guy that's always like overexcitable. So
say hi to your mother for me. Yeah, say hi to your mother for me.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
What's up, Goat?
I'm hopeful. Like,
how you doing, Goat? Say hi to your mother for me.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. Oh man. So Sonic the Hedgehog 2, they're filming currently, April 8th, 22 release date. That's probably tentative. They botched the hell out of the first one. They polished it, made it into an okay movie. I mean, it had Jim Carrey in it, and that was probably one of Jim Carrey's worst movies he's ever done.
Yeah.
But he was in it. I don't know.
I'll give the first one a kind of okay.
I'll give it like a 4 out of 10. It's watchable, kind of.
Yeah.
But for Sega, I mean,
I thought it was trash. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it pretty much was.
It's pretty bad.
I gave it a chance because I was like, you know what, this movie's kind of been through some hell. I mean, I would be remiss to not give it a shot. And then by the end of the movie, I'm just like, what have I done?
And the reason why I decided to give it a shot, because I wasn't going to give it a shot after their first rendition of Sonic. Like, when the first thing after Sonic, the only reason I gave it any kind of anything about watching it was because the studio actually listened to the fans and changed Sonic.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, respect. You actually listened to the fans and fixed something, unlike any other anything. So I was like, all right, I'll watch it. And then I watched it and I was like, it's pretty trash. But I mean, it's not ultimate trash, but it's trash.
Yeah. I mean, I watched it.
That's about as much as I can say too. I watched it.
For Sega, it was okay, and Sega generally makes garbage, so that says enough. Now next we have a great picture from a historical movie that,
first of all, it's a cult classic, and it was one of the greatest things that ever happened in the 90s.
Oh, what?
Yeah, absolutely. 100% I support this trash.
I do love it on DVD. I do love it too. Love it too.
It is so amazingly awful. I can't not watch it.
Yes.
That's how amazingly trashy it is, and that's why it is a cult classic and the best thing that ever came out of the 90s. Well, aside from a couple other things, but
yes,
they are doing another Super Mario Brothers movie, which, considering the tank of a disaster that film was in '93, I mean, it really it totally crapped in the box office. It did not get received very well. The actors were getting drunk on set and hating each other. So like there's a whole noir that goes behind the Super Mario Brothers movie, the first one anyways. But I guess they're going to bring up, what was it, an animated movie? It was,
not a whole lot is known about the Super Mario Brothers
93 disaster. Yes.
Yeah, it's an animated movie based on the pop culture. Okay. So hey, at least they're not bringing in, the live action thing. But I mean, I wanted to see those what were those, jump boots or whatever that they were messing with?
Yeah, the rocket boots.
The rocket boots. I wanted to see. I thought when I saw that movie, I was like, oh, are they seriously going to put that in the game? Like, I thought there was like, we're going to get little clues to like what's going on in the future game titles. No, it was completely unrelated trash.
Yeah. Oh, the slime is helping us. Like,
yeah. Well, no, it was the fungus.
The fungus. Okay. Excuse me.
It was the fungus, which I kind of wanted to see them eat the mushrooms and like have like a weird like. It was so bad. The movie was so bad, anyways. Why not include a montage of LCD tripping? Yeah. Let's eat this mushroom and we'll grow. Like
either that or they eat the mushroom and it goes back to the 8-bit, like it's like 8-bit.
Oh God!
Billy, where were you at when they filmed this? God damn it!
Not alive. Wait, 93? Yeah, Not Alive.
I'm pretty sure that movie had different directors kind of handed off for it.
I'm just seeing. I can't see it
that
on
is not-
stream, but I'm seeing the next picture of the next thing in the list, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, we can move on from the Mario Brothers movie. There's not a whole lot to say about that. It's gonna be animated. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. This is fine.
It'll be better than it was.
It's I don't know how you can do more harm.
You can't bomb it anymore.
I still love that original movie.
Wow. So,
I don't.
co-creator of Always Sunny, nice. So, I hope it's just a troll movie where it's just funny because it's just crazy. That could be all right.
There is no situation where I can think up that Minecraft deserves a movie.
I agree.
It's a creative game. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to make a whole movie basically watching somebody play Minecraft. I mean,
well, Minecraft actually, quote unquote, has a small pseudo story to it, but well, yeah, you gotta build up your supplies, survive the night, and go venture through the underground caves, and then find a way to kill the dragon, the Ender Dragon. Blah blah blah. That's about it.
Yeah.
It's a pseudo story. It's not really a story. It's just like there is an end goal to Minecraft. The only thing I could see working for Minecraft as far as this would be like a kids television series.
I think they already have those.
For Minecraft, I haven't seen one.
It just makes me feel like I got a turd under my nose.
Yeah, that's the only way I could see that working. Even that, I would be like, yeah.
So it's to be decided. It's not even really. I don't even think they've been doing any like creation for it. It's like pre-production, so it may not even ever come out or see the light of day. Who knows?
It may have its own story and just look Minecraft-esque and just be a movie about something totally different and be good. You don't know. It's Minecraft. Who knows?
All right.
Now,
can we
one
get
thing.
Next one in the list.
Yeah. So I was pretty stoked to see that they were going to do a Borderlands movie, that they're filming it, which is kind of weird to me. But I mean, I never thought they would get to a live action version of the game because the art style for Borderlands is so unique. And I don't know if you've ever played Tales from the Borderlands by Telltale Games, but that was a really fun story-based game. And Borderlands has always had like really cool storylines in them. And they're quirky and goofy, right? So the fact that they got Kevin Hart and like Jamie Lee Curtis
and Jack Black.
Well, I'm just trying to think like who they get for Can't Run. But anyways, so an action comedy, and I can't imagine how it could be bad unless they just totally bork it.
Yeah.
Look, they make Jumanji again and again, and it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And so Kevin Hart and Jack Black already. Like, where's Dwayne Johnson at? Like,
I would not be surprised if we get an assload of cameos in Borderlands.
oh yeah,
I would. In fact, I almost expect
not have random people in the background.
Yeah.
Well, not only random people in the background, but just their minor encounters with other characters are just like an infinite cast of cameos. Everybody's like, dude, I love that game. Can I be in it? And they're like, sure, you'll be the guy standing on corner 3, or I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
holding a basket. It's Dwayne Johnson for like 3 seconds. You're like, what the fuck?
Well, I was gonna say, or even the enemies, like just the various enemies they might come across. Like there'd probably be a cast of characters to fit into that.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is I've seen people do the Borderlands artistic style makeup. What would be really cool to see is if everybody in the show was in that artistic style makeup, so it's live action but looks like the game ish.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if that would look too tacky.
That's a hard crossover.
Yeah, true. But
I mean, because when you think of it, yeah, it would be interesting. I'm not sure how that would be pulled off. I mean, I don't know. I've seen weirder crap get pulled off that turned out surprisingly well, but no release date. In fact, they just basically kicked off production for it, so we have no idea when we'll.
Yeah,
that's something.
Yeah, it's at least. I mean, they've already got a cast, and it's a pretty hot cast. So
yeah.
I can't imagine they're gonna sit on their hands and waste time. You know.
No.
Not with that kind of money on the payroll. I mean, and next you have Detective Pikachu 2. So, that's obviously going to be Ryan Reynolds.
The only reason I like that movie was because Ryan Reynolds was in it. And I
course.
like Ryan Reynolds like jokes and shit. But other than that movie was kind of crap.
I'll give Ryan Reynolds a chance on anything, but I'm just not a bit. And I know I'm about to offend a million people out there. I'm just not a huge Pokemon fan. No, don't get me wrong. The theme song is great. Okay, I dig it. I'm just saying.
You want to be the very best.
Yes, of course.
That there ever was.
Don't you want to catch them all?
Like, it's not that I don't hop in the shower and start singing it in my head. I'm just saying I don't like. It's not my cup of tea. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I can barely talk to it.
I think it would have offended more people if you didn't like Ryan Reynolds. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you don't like Ryan Reynolds, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, you are easily offended, I guess.
The original movie wasn't that great, but the only thing that redeemed it for me was Ryan Reynolds.
See?
Yeah.
I'd watch anything with Ryan Reynolds in it. I'm just saying, like, it's like, it's got Ryan Reynolds. Okay, I'll check it out. And it could be a fucking rom-com, and I hate those movies.
Just think of how bad, Deadpool would have been if there wasn't Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
he was built for that role. So
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Like I
100%.
Yeah, he was destined to be Deadpool.
Yeah, once you see his CGI dong in the first one, it's all over. I mean,
yeah, he's shirt cocking it, man. You can't beat Ryan Reynolds in certain roles. And okay, Pikachu, fine. That whatever, that's fine.
I still remember
still Ryan Reynolds.
I just remember sitting in the theater for the first time, and of course, it was a crowded theater for Deadpool. And so I got like one of the shittier seats, like 3 rows from the front of the screen. So I'm looking right up at the screen, and that dong is like flopping right towards my face. And I just remember that scene, and I remember like pulling my head back and like looking over, and I'm like, did anybody else just see a massive animated ding?
There's dicks in this? Come on.
Like it wasn't like they tried to make it like an average dong. Like it just went plop. Little creative freedom, I would say, on the artist there.
Oh, Marvel.
Anyways, moving on from Ryan Reynolds' animated dong.
I'll watch the second one just because Ryan Reynolds is in it. So that's
it.
Yep. Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, I gotta say I'll probably pass on this one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise is popular because it is kind of like a freaky horror deal.
And it might be good, but I'm not going to scamper first to go see it. But if I hear it's good, I might give it a shot.
I was just going to say, in the oldie days of Blockbuster, that would be something I'd wait to rent.
Yeah, like if I see this pop up for free on Amazon Prime, or it pops in one of the streaming services, sure, but I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't even rent it. Like where they do like rent for $2.99 or whatever. I'd be like, no, I'll just wait until it shows up on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we've got Metal Gear Solid. What? That might be all right.
It seems like a long time coming. Like, I mean, everybody knows Hideo Kojima makes games that play out. Like, if you don't even play the game and all you do is watch the cutscenes, most of those games are like 7 hours of movie.
Yeah.
So like Hideo Kojima puts in a lot of cutscenes, a lot of time is spent on story. So I mean, it just seemed like it would make sense to have a Metal Gear Solid game or movie.
It's hard to tell.
I really hope, though, and knowing Hideo Kojima, I know he's going to be like really involved with the movie as well.
I hope so.
If you know him as a director of
he
games
wants
and
to be a
everything,
movie maker.
He's involved in every process of the games. Like, there's nothing that doesn't pass his desk without an approval. Like, he is say on everything. I mean, he's obviously the big time director, but he's involved in everything too. Like, he's constantly talking to every department. I'm 100% sure he's going to be involved with the movie somehow, so it should be okay. It should be good.
Well, and he's amazing at putting really good stories together.
Yes,
and I mean, even going to the walking simulator, Death Stranding.
Oh, it's so good.
If you cut out all of that gameplay and just string together all the cutscenes of the storyline, It is
awesome.
really damn good.
It's so good. I'd watch a movie on that.
If you go on YouTube, there is actually where somebody has taken all the cutscenes and
just
cut them all together.
Wow.
And I can't remember how long it was. It was like 14 hours or something.
It had to be really long. It's a really long game.
It is massive. Hold on, let me double check.
Well, I think I watched someone play the game, and they were even like skipping time within the video, like for different walking areas. Like if they had to walk to somewhere really far or drive somewhere really far, they would cut out a lot of those parts. And each of their episodes was like an hour long, and there was like 30 episodes for that game.
Yeah, all cutscenes with the in-game dialogues comes to just under 12 hours.
Wow.
Jesus.
And you can watch the simple game movie all cutscenes version in 4K, which is 7 hours and 22 minutes.
I might have to go check that out because
It's long.
it's long, but I'd have to watch it in stages. But
on average with all the cutscenes and the little transition stuff that you want to see that makes everything make sense, it averages around 11 hours to get all that. And that's not even playing the game. That's literally just watching cutscenes.
Yep.
That's insane. And that is all that story and all those scenes and all those various things that happen. Hideo Kojima, that was him, obviously. But
and I can tell you the last 2 hours of that game is literally nothing but cutscenes.
Yeah.
Cutscenes and then like a boss battle for like 5 minutes and then cutscenes.
And yeah, you basically set the controller down and just kick back and watch. Yeah. Which I think is kind of cool. You know, when you put all that time into a game, it's nice to get the payoff.
Cool. Yeah.
But then again, I'm also kind of scared to see a Metal Gear Solid game come out because you might be in the theater for 8 hours.
It is Hideo Kojima. I mean,
it's like basically like being like, "Hey guys, let's go watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy." You're going to be sitting for a while.
yeah.
I mean, is this confirmed to be a movie or is this a series? I think it would be better as a series
It's
movie.
been in the works.
Upcoming movie. So I guess it might be.
It's a movie.
Well, and I can imagine, knowing Hideo Kojima and his work, I could imagine that this is not going to be one movie. It's going to be multiple movies.
If it's any good, yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's any good, but if he's involved in it,
still, is it going to be like Endgame, like 3.5 hours? Because that to me is like short for Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being in the cutting room on that? So Hideo Kojima comes up and he's like, "Look, man, I got this like 9-hour movie, and it's perfect. It's everything I want it to be." And then somebody looks at Hideo and says, "Well, yeah, we need it to be about 2.5 hours."
Do what now?
He'd be like, Yeah, he'll probably. I don't know. We'll see if it ever happens. I don't know, because with Hideo Kojima, he's pretty damn specific with what he likes to do.
Well, and that's why I was saying, like, if it does come out and it is a thing, it's gonna be good because I know Hideo Kojima is gonna be on it. Like, he's not going to let his IPs go down in flames because of a movie.
I think you're right. I think what would end up happening is they would do like a part one. Yeah. Like it would turn into like the Rocky series, like it would just be like, here's part one of the movie, part two, part four, part five.
Yeah, like here's like the first level or two as a movie, and then it's like, okay, you like this, cool, let's keep on doing it.
Yeah, Kojima walks in and is like, I got this 10-hour long movie, it's perfect, I love it, and the guys are like, how about a trilogy?
No, you're gonna have to go more than a trilogy.
Well, how about
let's make 12 of them, and you're like, oh shit, okay.
Right.
Millions of critters. Is this live? Yes, it is. Welcome.
Yeah.
So moving on from that, Tomb Raider 2. Sure. I mean,
I don't know which Tomb Raider 2 it is. I guess
the first one didn't do that well.
How many? A lot of them didn't do that well. There's been many Tomb Raider movies.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see that one going much farther. I don't know. I could be surprised, but
it might be really fucking good, but I doubt it.
Right.
Just because Tomb Raider's always got the cash grab feel to it, where I would give Metal Gear Solid a genuine. I would even go to the theater for it with a friend and just like pay my money just as an homage to like, this is super good. If it's halfway okay, I'll be okay with that. But Tomb Raider, No, I've been burned too many times with Tomb Raider. Hell, even in the theaters.
Yeah, and I think Netflix is also doing a Tomb Raider adaptation on that as well. So
I would believe that would be better than a movie.
Yeah,
a
who knows?
series is better set for Tomb Raider.
There's no release date on this one. It's pre-production, so basically nothing has happened yet. So not a whole lot to go on there. Another one in pre-production is The Division, which I thought is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, did you play The Division?
I never played The Division. No,
I've watched
it.
I've watched people play that game, and it seems interesting. It seems cool. So it's going to be starring Jessica Chastain, Jake Gyllenhaal. I guess it's been in the works and gone through multiple directors, which is not a good sign.
No, not a good sign already. That would have nothing to do with Jake Gyllenhaal at all. He definitely isn't a pain in the ass to work for.
Yeah, well, and I'm just not sure how that character would fit in.
Let's throw some Donnie Darko in there somehow. Just because.
Yeah, some dude in a weird rabbit suit. Go for it. Yep.
Yeah. And after that, we have Halo. I don't know how this hasn't been a movie yet.
You missed one.
I did?
The Division.
We just talked about it.
We're just talking about it.
We literally were just talking about it.
Jesus,
you could have told me to move on. All right.
I said, speaking of pre-production, The Division.
Shut up.
Yeah, this is live, 100% live.
I'm talking with our viewers.
Oh, yeah. You go socialize. So
Please.
Halo is a TV series. I mean, I'm surprised that it hadn't come out as a movie already.
I thought Red vs. Blue did that already.
Well, yeah, but you know what would be hilarious about this is if the Halo TV series comes out before the new Halo game. What a slap in the face that would be. But so it's slated to come out in 2022. It's already being filmed. What is it? Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief.
Man,
yeah, it's basically Halo in a movie. Did you ever see that Doom movie?
Yes.
It's kind of like that, but Halo.
Did you ever see they made an actual Halo movie a few years ago.
They did?
Yeah, it was not that good. But
that's why I never heard of it.
I think you're right. It was like a B movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like the trailers made it look really, really good. Like the graphics are really cool and everything. But it wasn't that great.
Trash. I think I saw
Halo Nightfall?
Yeah. I think.
Oh, man, just looking. Oh.
It was like a live action movie.
Yeah, that's live action. That's an hour and a half.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that sounds about right then. So we'll see.
So, yeah.
Eating tarantulas. Rock on, dude. Creepy crawlies. Yeah. Speaking of creepy crawlies, we got The Last of Us. I hope the storyline that HBO adopts is a little more polished than The Last of Us Part 2, and maybe just runs with the actual I would say like the ambiance of the game series and how really good and the environmental aspect of The Last of Us is super good. And the storyline kind of waned in the second one, but I hope it's not like a cash grab for, a political regime or being super progressive. I hope it's.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they're doing it as a TV series so they can knock it off whenever they want. But they do have it's Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. You would have known them from Game of Thrones. But what I liked about this is they've got the game's creator Neil Druckmann, and then they've got Chernobyl's Craig Mazin, who are going to write and be the executive producers. Which, if you ever watched the Chernobyl series on HBO, holy crap, that was awesome!
Yeah,
that was really good freaking writing.
Yep.
And granted, there was some artistic liberties taken with the events, and everybody's like, "Well, that's not 100% what happened." It's like
that's bullshit. That's fine. That's
okay. It's like there's a part of it that's supposed to be entertaining. So
not depressing 100%.
Yeah, and so I really like the way Craig marched the line of being historically accurate as well as entertaining, to not go so far off the path that you're like, that's stupid, you know. So I'm actually looking forward to it. Like you said, Jeff, hopefully they don't politicize it and they stick mainly to the story, the actual story behind The Last of Us. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Which I'm also stoked about a Fallout TV series, because
Yes,
that has been in the makings for a while. I mean, it's the Mad Max of video games, you know, like you're put into a nuclear wasteland and you have to go survive on your own. All kinds of things are out to kill you and everything's destroyed. So it just seemed like that should have been a TV series a long time ago.
Yeah.
Agreed. It's got a German Shepherd in it. Anybody?
It's got a dog. We're done.
I'm a little Shepherd nerd. Yeah, that's fine.
And I mean, there's already TV series out there under the same vein of like Fallout-y world ending. So I mean, I think it'll do well.
You would think they could avoid screwing it up, like just as long as they stay away from anything Fallout 76.
Yes. Genre, I think if it's a decent story, it'll do well.
Well, what would be really cool is if they take cues from the first and second Fallouts, the old school PC games, because I remember playing the first Fallout, and like just the atmosphere and the way that the game was playing, like you just felt that sense of dread every time you were going around and doing stuff. Like as you were playing the game, like you were just kind of, it was amusing. The characters were always interesting to find out about characters. The combat, hit or miss. But when they would go to like, you know, the various screens that would pop up and it was like almost 3D animation, I remember blowing my mind at the time because I was like, oh my God, that looks so real. But I'm pretty stoked about that. And that's going to have Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, which was the team behind the sci-fi series Westworld. So no announcement on when that's going to come out. It's pre-production. It's probably not going to happen.
I hope it does.
But I do I would like to see it. It's like, it's one of those things like, yeah.
So if they did a Fallout series and it was good, wouldn't that like kind of rebuild the clout behind the video game and actually prep them to make a decent Fallout again?
Yeah, when you think about it, I understand that Game of Thrones is like a whole different story arc here, but
yeah,
when I saw Game of Thrones, I immediately was thinking Skyrim, or I was thinking the Oblivions or the Elder Scrolls type series of stuff.
Yeah, it just had to work to it.
I know that the story is not anything about like those games, but I'm saying like the visual style, the
had that feel.
Yeah. So I don't see why they couldn't pull it off.
What's the garbage Will Smith movie with the zombie and the German Shepherd? Damn it.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
I really hope it doesn't follow I Am Legend. Even though I kind of like that movie, it's probably not going to do well as a series. But there's some good, I guess. There's a good equation here for success. I mean, look at the Walking Dead. Like, you can do a post-apocalyptic TV series and be very successful, even if it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. I think The Walking Dead just benefited from
the zombie, craze.
But also a little bit of good writing. Like the first season of that series
was awesome.
Was really awesome.
I was on set. I met the actors. Cool as shit. A lot of money in it. I had a great time. But yeah, it kind of waned last few seasons. Not a Walking Dead fan anymore, but I really was at the beginning.
I was gonna say, I think I died off probably like after season 2, because then it just started getting like samey. Like it just kind of
they had a branch, and it wasn't near as magical. Like first season, fucking rock solid.
Yeah.
Season 3 and 4 and past that was like, okay, we're trying to come up with new shit here.
It pulled the classic, hey, we wrote enough for 2 seasons, and then they're like, hey, we're gonna sign you for another 3rd season, and they're like, oh shit.
Okay. How much money? Oh, all of it? All right,
we
yeah.
need 5 people to start scouring the internet threads.
Yeah.
Or internet forums.
What to do, go.
And just tell us what people want to see.
Right.
So yeah, there it is in a nutshell. So we got some live action series, live action movies, animated movies. let's just throw it out there. 70% of this is going to be garbage. We know it's going to be.
I'm really hoping the Uncharted movie is good.
Yeah, crossing my fingers they don't bork that, because that would just. There would be nothing worse than to have a video game series that you absolutely freaking love, and then go to see the movie because you're thinking, oh man, I hope they do some really cool stuff that relates to the game, and then it pulls like a Super Mario Brothers.
I was just about to be like Super Mario Brothers, because like when I was a kid, I watched that movie pretty young-ish, and like I loved the Mario games, grew up playing them, and then watched that movie and was like, I was so excited. I was like, this is gonna be awesome, and then I watched it and I was like,
what I was waiting for them to get good. Yeah. That the movie's one thing. What about the live action TV series? Wow, that scarred us as children right there. Billy, I know that just before your time, but I watched it.
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
I mean, I was a fan of the cartoon series, the Super Mario cartoon.
The cartoon. Yeah.
And it was garbage, but I liked it as a kid.
But I mean, I was a kid, so I didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't know. It was Super Mario. Shit.
Yeah, it was just freaking Mario. So then when the movie comes around, it's just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. And it's kind of like,
and you're like, I didn't understand any of this.
So Bowser's not a dinosaur. Wait, he's kind of a dinosaur, but he's human.
A lumpy head, like.
And you're telling me Goombas aren't military helmets?
Yeah, were those actually called Goombas? I don't remember now.
Yeah.
The soldier things that waddled back and forth. Like,
yeah, those were the quote unquote Goombas.
Oh man, what a poor design choice.
Yeah.
Pretty much all over the movie.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it alone for now. But it is a cult classic, and I'll cherish it as one of the greatest things that ever happened in the 90s.
Same.
Yeah. We will heckle this again. We love it too much. We can't let this go.
I'm serious. If that movie shows up, like if I'm just like walking around somewhere and it's on a TV, I'm gonna be like, ooh. I'll sit down and freaking watch it.
Same.
Sucked in.
If I saw
it's terrible. You're like, I
just need to remind myself how terrible this is.
If I saw it pop up and I could watch it on my TV, I'd be like, click. I'm sitting here for this old movie.
On your own little TiVo.
Yep. Oh man.
We have a new Captain America, and the Falcon series wasn't half bad. I will agree with you that Captain America Winter Soldier series was good. I'm not a fan of the last episode. Just throwing that out there. I know I'm the minority here.
I haven't seen it.
Care for the last episode. So before we go on break, let's hit up some Mass Effect Legendary Edition. We have,
yay!
Yes, it's a big time for us Mass Effect fans. And they're actually remastering the whole game. We're talking 120 frames per second on the Series X, 60 frames per second in 4K, definite graphical improvement across the board, some additional story arc. It is yet to be seen exactly how much they're going to put into this, but I think they're not taking it lightly. We're in the genre of rehashes, remasters, like it's a common thing now because it's a cash grab, but Mass Effect has been deserving of this. They're one of the very few that is really a series that I want to play again. I want to play it on a new gen system or PC, and I want to enjoy it the way it should be today. And I think Mass Effect should deliver. I think it's going to look so good in 4K.
From the trailers and stuff that I saw, it looks amazingly refreshing. I'm happy to see that it's going to be 120 frames on the Series X. Good for you. 60 frames at 4K resolution on that PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5. I like that they even made it like where you can favor the frame rate or favor the quality on the PS4, which you can still get. I mean, it's 30 frames per second at 1080p, so you're going to see judder. But 60 frames per second at 1080p in the favor of the frame rate setting, still going to be fun to look at. Well, I'm really stoked to see it on PC though, because I mean that thing's going to run like butter. And so, and if you've got a decent mid to high grade PC, I mean, you're not going to have any issues running that thing at max.
And it'll look amazing. It'll play amazing. Mass Effect in itself was a really, really good series. Yeah, really looking forward to this. It's worth, I don't know what they're charging for it. Have they released pricing? It's probably 60, 70 bucks.
I would not be surprised to see it at $59.99 out of the gate.
Yeah.
Yep. And if it's really remastered the way this is looking, take my money. 100%. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's very, very rare for me to say that about a remaster, but Mass Effect is well deserving of this.
And that's coming out in 8 days, right? May 14th.
Yeah.
Oh.
So not too much longer to go. I'm not going to be picking it up on my PS5 because I don't fucking have one.
Yeah. We'll wait, but we're going to get it. God damn it.
I keep searching. I'm sorry. I keep searching for one. I'm more than happy to buy a PS5 right now. Can't fucking find one.
$300. Go fuck yourself, scalpers. That's not happening.
Those of you with a PS5, I mean, good for you, but shut up.
Yeah.
I'll play on my pewter.
I'm gonna go play my pewter, everybody.
Go play on my pewter. I'll be part of the PC Master Race or whatever the bullshit that is.
It's the only race unless you're PS4. So yeah. Before we go on break real quick, Activision finally confirms Sledgehammer Games is making the next Call of Duty.
Cool. No one cares.
Really? It might actually be better.
It's going to be the same game with a couple new guns in a different era.
Damn it, Billy. Take the wind out of my sails.
I mean, it's...
You know I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong, damn it. I'm trying to hype it up a little. I know it's
all right, hype it up. Maybe it'll tingle a little something in me.
I mean, okay, so let me get this straight. We're talking about another Call of Duty by a different studio. Black Ops Cold War will still be supported by the new studio. Sledgehammer Games did 2017's Call of Duty World War II, which kind of makes it make sense that they're probably going to revisit World War II.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the if that ends up being the case. They say they're going to integrate it with Call of Duty Warzone, but that makes it sound like Call of Duty Modern Warfare is about to go the way of the dodo, with the exception being Warzone. So this is why I don't like Call of Duty games, and this is why I don't buy into the franchise, is because you buy one game, it hits the spot, you're like, hey, this is great, this is really fun multiplayer, and then they put out another game. If they could keep all that stuff running concurrently so you can, move all your gear and everything from game to game, that would be awesome. But every time I have to start all over again and, re-up my weapons and do XP weekends.
In $70.
And 70 and 240 gigabytes on your hard drive. It's maddening. It's maddening to me that they're just, I mean, I know they can pull it off because people keep buying it because they love it. But it's just, it's like nickel and diming you for everything they can get.
I want to point out that Frank showed up as soon as we started talking about Call of Duty.
Oh yeah. Cold War is super fun now. It sucked at first.
Cold War is fun as
$80 on garbage.
I'm sorry, Cold War is as fun as any other Call of Duty is fun. They're the same game from year to year. They just change up the era. Like, it's literally different guns because it's in a different time frame of the world. Like, that's it. There's no new things in Call of Duty. You get your battle pass, you level up, you do a little multiplayer, you do your XP weekends, you level up, you shoot people. Like, change something.
You spend $60 on the game, $20 on a battle pass, and then you never buy another battle pass again because, like a good boy,
you don't spend your
play
CPs
that season until you can recover all your COD points so you can get the next battle pass for free.
How much new stuff do I want? Well, maybe, how about this? Maybe release a game every 2 or 3 years instead of every year, so I don't have to, like, work my way up, get all super awesome, get all my guns, and then literally have to stop and
reset everything
to play the same game on a different game. Like,
now to Call of Duty's credit, which I generally don't run the campaigns all the way through, but if you get into the meat of the campaigns, they are pretty fun.
No, yes, that's where I'll give it to them. The story of the campaigns are actually really good.
Yeah.
So my thing is, you're right, Hater and Gnomes, Frank. You're right. Get your gun, kill people. It's fun, and I'm okay with that. that sauce until I have to rinse, repeat, and spend $70 on the next one, and it's the exact thing. That's where it really starts to really burn me, when there's all sorts of other games out there that are better and it's worth my money.
Yeah.
I don't need to pay Netflix subscription of $70 every year. Like that, at least there's new quality material to watch. But Call of Duty is like the same garbage. You just have to spend all that money to play it again next year.
I will say I was happy to see in Cold War that they brought the zombies back. Call of Duty Zombies is always fun.
Zombies is fun,
great, but it's kind of getting old, but it's still awesome. Like, totally
and what I do like about zombies is that at least with each new iteration of zombies they bring in, they do change it up a little bit. The maps each have their different like mission objectives and what you got to do to unlock super cool stuff and whatnot. And so that is kind of cool part of it. Their story is good, but I mean, not many people play Call of Duty for those things. Like, I mean, I do, but not everybody does.
They should just make a separate branch of the series, literally just Call of Duty Zombies, and then I don't know, sell 10, 20 of those games.
Last of Us Part 2, Call of Duty Zombies. Boom, done.
Okay, Frank. Multiplayer has the same challenges to unlock. Yeah, the same challenges every game. It's literally the same challenges to unlock all my same camos. They make different camos. Ooh.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's the same challenges.
Hey, I like my beaver camo.
I like to urinate every hour.
Oh. Well, on that note, we'll be back. We've got some more news. More news and information coming up about, nerdy shit. And we'll get deep into it after Jeff relieves his lizard.
Yes, please.
Trying to be family friendly. He's going to pee, everybody.
Fuck.
Spinning colors, paint a picture not so easy on the eyes. Let's give it one more try, all on another, just to make it through the night. Tell me everything will be alright. Only lonely, alone tonight, telling secrets they held inside. Face it, your moment is long since died. But I'll go on forever. Take what you wanted from me. Now you're going to leave again. It's over forevermore. Just what you wanted to see. Rip the heart out of me again. It's lying on the floor. Misdirection, telling me no lies. I can't decide what it takes to die. And it seems that things have changed. Now my world is not so dark and gray. Only the lonely, alone tonight, telling secrets they held inside. Face it, your moment is long since died. But I'll go on forever. Take what you wanted from me. Now you're going to leave again. It's over forevermore. Just what you wanted to see. Rip the heart out of me again. It's lying on the floor. Memories only as good as your character was back then. If you're going, then please just take my hand. Then take my hand. Then take my hand. then take my hand. Take what you wanted from me. Now you're going to leave again. It's over forevermore. This is what you wanted to see. Rip the heart out of me again. It's lying on the floor. Take what you wanted from me. Now you're going to leave again. It's over forevermore. Is this what you wanted to see? Rip the heart out of me again. It's lying on the floor. In Bainbridge Town, in the county town, one morning last July, from a boring green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing out, sure I shook myself for to see I was really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. As a young woods fisher, I scratched my head and I looked with a feeling rare. And it says I to the passerbys, a maid with the nut brown hair. He smiled at me and he says he, that's a gem of Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McCann from the banks of the Banks, she's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. In my Sunday clothes, with my shoes shone bright and my hat cocked right for a smile from my nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, and my blouse is a rust-colored brown. Till a smiling bride by my own fireside sits the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down.
Hi, welcome back. Everything's hunky-dory out here in Nerds Deep Land. Did you know the next Fable will use the Forza engine?
That's
Wow.
right. The next Fable, you're going to be able to drive super fast cars.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
What?
I was pretty stoked about that. Yes, Fable will start to use the Forza engine, Forza Horizon, same engine for Forza Horizon, Forza Motorsport. So naturally, you're going to get race cars.
And it's going to have high frame rate, and it's going to look great.
It's going to have amazing frame rate, especially when you hit the turbo button. When you pop that nitrous in Fable, your character is literally going to rocket way out into space.
Yep. That's all there is to say about that.
it's just interesting because Forza Tech's been used solely for racing games. You know, the open worlds of Horizon games are pretty gorgeous. You know, Fable looks good. It's a good looking game. Not sure how they're going to adapt it into an action RPG, but they're going to be adding, you know, ray tracing. They're also going to be supporting more an open world action RPG.
That's weird.
That's what the job description states. So it sounds like they're basically taking the basic of the engine and then they're going to rewrite it.
And it might go well. I don't know. It's obviously low bandwidth requirements for that engine because generally Forza games run extremely well on low qualified machinery. But
yeah, and Fable 4 was announced back in mid 2020.
Yeah, July or something.
All we got was like a CG trailer, so that doesn't even give us gameplay footage. We don't even know what the hell it looks like. It's just what they made up. And then
I remember us covering it on the stream, and we're like, "Wow, this trailer looks really good," but we don't know what it really looks like.
Yeah, that was during Microsoft's wonderful event where they showed off all these awesome games that were coming up that had nothing to do with the hardware on the console. It was just awesome.
Look at all these Xbox games, State of Play. That's what it was called.
Yeah,
and it was like Scorn shown on PC, and you're like,
everything had that little something going on PC.
And then PlayStation released it like a month later. It's like, hey, by the way, this is all natively running on the dev kit for the PS5.
That was so hilariously bad. But anyway, so we don't know a launch date. We just know that apparently they're going to take a racing engine and turn it into an action RPG.
Yeah, because that obviously has worked prior.
If they do it right, though, then we've got a pretty kick-ass Transformers game in the potential wings. You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of
you could get in Bumblebee and freaking floor it, and then
I want to run
in an action RPG,
the dirt course, and kill some bad guys.
Oh yeah.
So level up, Buttercup. That might be a fast-paced Fable. So investment group Activision CEO Bobby Kotick's massive bonus. Has anybody heard about this? That
Cox,
old Bobby Cox. So there was a shareholder meeting, and the shareholders basically slammed the CEO of Activision for, there's all these layoffs that they said had nothing to do. They weren't technically layoffs. They were contractual agreements that have expired and they didn't renew, which is a layoff. I don't give a shit what corporate spin you want to put on that. But Activision has had kind of a nasty couple years. Yet the CEO takes a sweet bonus check of $200 million in the midst.
That's an insane amount of money.
You're talking on like 0.2 billion. When you're comparing your bonus check to $1 billion, that's unfathomable amount of money for the normal Joe. I would be cool with a $1 million bonus. I'd be cool with a $200 million bonus.
I would definitely be cooler with that.
Absolutely. If I had $200 million and everyone hated it, sorry, I'm out. That's fine with me. But yeah, it's not going to look good to the shareholders. But yeah, that happened. So the weird thing is they were comparing this to like the average employee makes 1/3 of 1% of the CEO's earnings.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad. I know what my CEO makes.
Don't forget, Jeff, being a CEO, it involves a lot of pressure. You've got to go to these meetings with investors, and you have to answer to the investors.
You got to fly.
Well, golfing is all a part about integrating personally with your investors.
And networking. And
networking with new relationships, driving future growth through acquisitions.
And
sometimes you got to do some net spend.
Yeah, there's going to be some costs encountered, Phil.
I'm just saying, some people get to clock out at 5 and go home. When you're a CEO of a company, you can get a phone call at 8 o'clock at night because somebody wants to go to the strip club and discuss a new IP. Okay, so.
And you got to do it. Like, you know what? Gosh darn it.
I got to get my shut eye. And that's just tough. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got to go see your therapist. And by the way, therapists are very expensive because when you're having a mental block of dealing with your success. It is traumatizing to the psyche. And that's why he compensated $200 million. I would wager that at least 500,000 of that goes to the psychiatrist.
Yeah, and that's a chunk of change, and
It's
they
a super chunk of
deserve
change.
that.
$500,000 a year. Big change.
Yeah.
Psychiatrists are not cheap.
Yeah, that's a chunk of my 200.
I don't know, Jeff, if this has ever happened to you, but fear of success is crippling.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I might think about
anyways, this guy's a dick.
This guy's a D-bag. He took a lot of money as a bonus. It sounds like the GameStop CEO, leaving the company on good terms with a 250 mil bonus, and GameStop still can't make money. It just sounds similar.
Basically, I mean, even like you already said it, Activision employees are basically getting 1/3 of 1% of the CEO's earnings. It's just insane to think that kind of revenue growth grants you $200 million, especially when you're cutting people out, you're basically laying people off.
Activision generally doesn't have the best of image in the gaming community.
No, absolutely not. And that's just what happens when you go public. Again, it's the same story. Once you take your company public, you are owned by the people investing in your company. You have to make terrible decisions to keep inching up that little dividend payment. Otherwise, your investors are unhappy, and then boom, you lose money.
Remaster.
Yeah, and then you just start recycling trash all the way around. It's really, really bad, in my opinion, for game companies to take their company public and become corporatized like that. I know why they do it, because they need the money to develop these big games that kind of get their foot in the door. And then everybody thinks that by going to IPO, they're going to get a lot more influx of cash. They can pay their employees more. The benefits seem to outweigh the negatives until shit like this.
Yeah. And then you have these glaring examples that have already created their own paper trail of covering their ass and everything's good. But yes, you have these horrible examples as a publicly traded company that has to answer to shareholders.
Yeah, so, especially on the backs of what was it, like 190 Activision Blizzard employees, and then 50 from the esports division. So essentially, 240 people got laid off while this guy got $200 million.
Yeah,
I think you could have afforded their salaries.
Yep, pretty easily. If
a lot of money
if
left
you're
over.
like, hey, you can take a 200 mil check at the end of the year, or fork over 10 million of that and keep all these people employed. I'm going to take the hard pill to swallow here and take 190 mil and keep everybody on payroll, because I kind of want to, look good, and I kind of want people to be happy that they still have a job. But
I'm going to say it right now to all of you CEOs out there. If you take care of your people, you will take care of yourself in spades. It comes naturally. You take care of the people that are doing the fucking work.
Yeah, this is a short-term decision.
Yeah, well, it's just it feels like CEOs these days feel like they need to be in the millions of dollars. It almost makes me think of that American Psycho syndrome.
Yeah,
let's see your card. Like if you don't have the fanciest card in the room, man, it's gonna. So I don't know. It's shisty, it's shady, it's crap. And honestly, Activision, they could suck it. I don't really care about them anyway.
Same. I did in the day. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Absolutely.
Today. Now it's all trash. And
it's just one bad thing coming out of them out of another. And bleh.
Yeah. And Phil and I have the wonderful luxury of being deep into corporate culture every day. Phil, if one stroke of Phil's keyboard can easily dictate tens of millions of dollars easily, and that's terrifying to me. I have control over probably $20 million of inventory easy at any given point, but Phil can, if he was like, you know what, it's my last day on Earth.
No.
You could, but you won't.
No.
But yeah, we understand the corporate.
I love my job. Culture. I'm not going to say shit about it.
And it's there's a lot of tough decisions to make when you have shareholders backing you that you have to report to, and it has to look good. I get it. I don't understand the bonus check here, but I understand.
So just since we're on the topic of corporations, the difference between the corporation like Activision and a company like that I work for, they actually care about their employees. They go way above and beyond for the employees because they know they're going to get that payback. They don't screw around with these insane bonuses and like do all that kind of crap. It's like, no, let's just keep reinvesting in our people and just keep finding ways. I'm just going to say we're in the top 100 best companies to work for. And I'm not surprised. I could give you the rank, but I'm not gonna whatever. But it's up there and it shows. Everybody comes to work loving what they do. They're passionate about what they're doing. So everybody listens to each other really well. There's no infighting. There's no weird political crap that, like most like offices have like office politics and stuff like that, red tape and shit because they don't like you. That is not how it happens in our culture. So I think if Activision wanted to take a page out of an awesome company to work for, it would be quit giving $200 million bonuses and start investing more back into your people, and then better stuff comes along.
That's an unknown thing in the video game corporation in the last 10 years is focus on retention, focus on less overturn, take care of
I don't think video game companies are built for corporate environments. They're built to make video games. They're, fucking nerds wearing jeans and a t-shirt, coding games, but that they love to play. That's how it all starts.
It's the
They are not people that go to, like Fortune 500 companies selling real estate and shit. Like they don't know anything about the stock market. They want to play games and invest in Dogecoin. So they just don't belong. They don't belong in a publicly traded company. So they turn into this business person. They suck at it, but they find a way to schmooze into these $200 bonuses and then fire 240 people at the same time. Blech.
Yeah. Bad deal.
Anyways.
Okay, so speaking of bad deals, we're going to get deep in it here for a second. So Crash Force Studio Toys for Bob has moved to Call of Duty. We just talked about Call of Duty and trash on Call of Duty. So Crash 4 Studio Toys for Bob, who has made Spyro, near and dear to our hearts. That studio has been moved to support Call of Duty, Warzone, and future Call of Duty. They say this is probably just going to be a year-long event. I feel like that studio has been absorbed, and we'll never get a Spyro remake or a new Spyro the Dragon. It's sad. What do you know? Activision in the middle of this. Holy crap, Frank. How's it going?
Wait, why is he here?
Invaded. I said pop on the chat, you weirdo.
Speaking of Activision crap.
CEO, 200 million.
Hey, Frank, here's my bonus.
So, yeah. Sorry for all the Spyro the Dragon people, including me. Looks like we have to wait longer, if not indefinitely now. That IP is being absorbed to support Call of Duty Warzone and probably more Call of Duties. I'm sorry, everybody. Here it is, another corporation making a budget-conscious effort that, hey, there's a bunch of manpower here that may have made amazing things that will hold up for decades and decades, but let's just dump them straight into that Call of Duty recycle. And here we go.
Speaking of failures, Google confirms the departure of Stadia VP John Justice, which is just another nail in the coffin for Stadia. They're losing people. They just can't seem to get this thing together, no matter how hard they try.
Google's done. It's official. Google's done. So I don't know if you guys have heard the latest and greatest on the Epic versus Battle lawsuit, but the CEO of Epic stood up and he was on trial, and one of the attorneys asked, hey, what's the deal with Stadia? Because it's a platform that they release their games on. And he said, I can't explain anything to an actual degree, but I can say that Google has severely reduced the focus in Stadia recently.
Yeah,
And
they're just pulling in third parties. They're not even doing their own in-house development anymore. That was a long time ago, and that's actually what led to John Justice quitting. He's like, you don't.
How are they pulling back whenever Amazon is absolutely trucking forward?
well, that's why I think Luna is becoming a thing. So we'll get to that in a second, Frank.
Yeah, but so even Jade Raymond left. Because
her own PlayStation studio. What?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But it literally was just like, well, if you're not to do internal game development, you're just gonna like put third party titles on. This is dumb, and no, I'm out. So it's just another nail in the coffin for Stadia. $10 a month, you can get maybe 180 titles. Good luck
for now.
good luck on performance, but yeah, at least you can search now. At least you can search for them.
A search engine that made a video game console.
A search engine based company that started as a search engine didn't add search features until way after launch, which it just blows my mind that was so such oversight that it was doomed to fail. And whoever has spent their money on Stadia, if you like it, awesome. For everybody else, I'm sorry you wasted all your money.
You got a nice Steam controller. I have heard great things about.
You got a Steam controller, pretty much. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we don't here on the stream. If you're not aware, if you're new, we don't sit on the Stadia news long because it's always the same thing.
It's like hockey in mainstream.
Ooh, shut. You're gonna cast out all the hockey fans. Okay. You could get your ass kicked in a bar for words like that.
Honestly, that's the first thing they tell you anymore when you go in is don't spend any time on hockey. People don't care.
Yeah, but the hockey fans will kick your ass.
I'm a fan of hockey. I played hockey.
A Red Wings game?
I disagree with it.
Yeah, stand up and say it doesn't mean shit.
Like you will end up on the ice.
Yeah, you will go over the plexiglass.
I've played it. I know what those fans are pretty intense. So yeah.
I watched a guy next to me in a Blade game take it to the face. It was so Gamescom 2021, it's going all digital. They were surprised. No, and they were really on the fence. They didn't want to say it. We all guessed it. They're going all digital. I know E3 is still going to happen, and E3 is saying otherwise, that they're going to be digital. They're going to be having an actual conference that they publicize, physically. We'll see. E3 has got a lot of ground to make up from last year and a lot of the negative clout that Jeff Keighley has publicly stated. So we'll see what E3 brings, but Gamescom's like, nah, we're all digital. And at this point, I don't even care. I think it's an acceptable thing to do.
Who was it that's already pulled out of E3?
Do what?
What company already pulled out of E3? Wasn't it like Activision? I think it was.
Activision has. Sony has. There's. What?
What's that?
Oh, Activision. I was saying bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
Well, Sony pulling out of E3 is really not a surprise because that's become more of the Microsoft conference anyway. Sony was always kind of.
Yeah, it has become more of the Microsoft conference, but honestly, in this day and age, with all the technology that we have, I don't see why we can't have. I know it's fun to get your hands in it and go to the vendor tables and stuff like that. I get a physical conference is desired over digital, but you can do just as well digitally. I don't see. There is no reason you can't set up a conference and have all the vendors listed, virtually visit the vendors, and order stuff from the vendor.
And a vast majority of people watched it on their console anyway.
Right. Well, and then there's the the YouTube watch parties and stuff like that.
Right.
But it just doesn't. I mean, most of the time you need to have a pass to get in. You have to be part of press of some kind. Just open the damn thing up and just be done with it.
I kind of because there's really no difference. The only difference is you don't have the crowd. cheering when the next Final Fantasy is announced, or that's the only thing that's missing.
Think of all the baseball player and football players that didn't have a crowd in the last season, Frank. Okay,
it sucked.
They lived.
The season sucked without the fans. It really did.
But what was hilarious was watching those games and hearing the crowd over the PA.
That was weird.
You know what we could also do?
300 people instead of 20,000.
You know what we could also do? There's plenty of recorded content out there of audiences cheering really loud. You could just clip that and put that over.
Yeah, but it's not natural. That's what he was saying, that they did that during the football season. It just came off weird.
Well, and what would be interesting though is if they could get enough bandwidth to allow 20,000 people to audibly log in on a giant Zoom call or something.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like the court case.
Yeah, kind of like the court case.
They do that for some reality TVs
cool,
already.
You can hear everybody, do this and be like, "Woo!" or just everybody be dead silent and be like, "What the fuck?"
They do that for.
Topic. I don't want to get into it, but
they
if you
do that for
you need to look it up.
They do that for The Voice and Masked Singer and stuff not Masked Singer, but The Voice and stuff like that. They bring in there's a big TV behind the judges and there's 300 different people logged in on a video call and they pipe in the audio from that and everything.
Nice.
So
see, that could be kind of cool.
It's not uncommon and it's already been done. So I don't know why they couldn't do that again.
So this year it's expected to be an expanded event. So they're going to have, the largest game reveals and news in the industry. They're going to have an opening night live kicking off the Gamescom in August. So we'll figure out more about that as we get there. But an all digital event just makes sense to me at this time. I don't know.
Yeah, nobody's going to jump first and do an all in person event because it's
and then get sued.
Yeah, and get sued for a gajillion COVID outbreaks. So let's move to some nicer stuff. How about that Resident Evil Village? It looks fucking sick. And I do have some, since it just dropped, I have some actual frames per second, some FPS averages for consoles, which I find very interesting because here we're going to go back to Cerny and talk about the teraflop speak, the PS5 10.3 to Xbox's solid 12 teraflops, and that's a big difference. And
4 frames per second difference.
Yes, that's sad that's that much of a difference. So
you got 2 teraflops and you generate 4 more frames per second. Go you.
Yeah. Series X 58 frames per second. Series S is 35, and PS5 is 54.
Which, by the way, 54 frames per second on a console is respectable. I know everybody wants to see 60 frames per second, but it's still respectable. You are going to see probably a little bit of tearing on some high intensity stuff, but for the most part, it'll be fine.
Yeah. 35, I feel, is the bare minimum for games like Resident Evil that are going to be essentially a little slower. Like if it was Call of Duty or Counter-Strike, yes, you need 60 plus. But a slower, experience-based game, horror game, I feel 40 plus is acceptable. You want to obviously see 60. But 54, 58, I think you're kind of splitting hairs there, and those are fine. A lot of negative clout, or some negative clout, given by the Resident Evil reviewers out there have said, the Metacritic score was 84 out of the gate, which some people are going to say is pretty shitty because they expected way more than that. But take it with a grain of salt. Here's my thing. Capcom has got a lot of negative press over the past year with the hackers, with the releases, with, open source, early game releases. Capcom has kind of suffered everything across the board and not paid any ransom, said, fuck you, we're not going to do any of that. So props to Capcom. They got an 84 for Resident Evil Village out of the gate. No negative reviews, but some mixed reviews. And your mixed reviews, the negative-esque feeling from the mixed reviews is that it's a first-person game instead of third-person, which is famous for Resident Evil. I'm of the mantra that I like the first person, if it's a horror game, I want it to be first person because it's more surreal, more scary. You experience things, I think, faster as a first person game than you do a third person, and it's a faster, better experience.
Is it so because it's first person, and I don't know this, so I apologize if it's a dumb question, but are they still on tank controls in first person? Because that would be weird.
No, they're not. Thank God.
Yeah.
But
So
yes.
this would be my wheelhouse, because I don't mind if something's in first person or third person, but tank controls, bleh. Like, unless you're actually driving a tank, it doesn't make sense to me.
Agreed. Yeah. That's always a hard pill to swallow for me. And before we get too deep into Resident Evil, the demo on PC, people have tricked the demo to where you can reset the timer because you get an hour for free in the demo, and PC users have found an easy workaround to kind of reset the clock so you can keep playing.
Of course, PC users would.
Yeah, why not? Master race, baby. So, Billy, you care to pull up a trailer of Resident Evil, and let's kind of just go over
Yes,
it real
I
quick?
care.
Good. Glad you care.
While you do that, I got to drop out, guys. I got something I got to get done here.
Wow.
Enjoy your poop.
Enjoy your flashlight. You're welcome. So, Resident Evil Village, as we kind of covered it last week, definitely has a little bit more depth than I was thinking it would.
You want the
Looks
trailer,
wild.
right?
Just anything, just some
Yeah,
gameplay.
there should be some gameplay out there.
Yeah.
There it is.
So I thought it was kind of cool to think about this. So
And
the last 3 years,
It
we've
looks a
gotten
lot better than I
Resident
thought
Evil
it
game.
would. All of the hoopla was about the 7 foot something tall vampire, super quick. I don't care about the vampire lady. I get she's a villain, she's part of the story arc, whatever. But I wanted to see gameplay. I wanted to see how it's terrifying, because that's the whole point of Resident Evil Village. And the more and more I see of this game, the more it looks interesting.
Oh, no.
What are you playing?
So it's someone playing.
The minute music's about
This
to
is
start,
part of the game. Like, this is gameplay.
front door. Open it up,
Whoa.
ladies and gentlemen.
I've not seen this part of the gameplay.
This must be the beginning.
Whoa.
Whoa. This looks total horror game right here. This does not look like the mansion from Resident Evil Village. This must be like backstory or something.
Probably. I want to skip through a little bit.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, now we're getting there.
Yeah, that was like the very beginning of the game.
Maybe Chris, I would at least take that.
Yeah, so sorry for the spoiler alerts, people. I'm learning them too.
We got some
Um,
nasal spray.
You
I'm
said
just
play anything, so
yeah, go for it.
Same pills that Mia?
This game looks really good. It is a different spin on Resident Evil, and I'm a fan. I think this series needed to kind of expand a little bit, and your purists are not there. Some of them are not happy. A lot of them are pretty cool with it. See, I mean, just Capcom, you can tell they spent a lot of money and time on this, and it looks really good.
it looks really nice.
There's a lot of attention to detail. The art team did amazing. They do. I mean, the Resident Evil engine looks great, but the way that they kind of do backgrounds, the way that they compile these scenes together, these things were placed by people coding, or the graphics designers were putting these things in details.
I mean, Phil, the puzzles are going to be insane. The fast-paced action scenes are going to be crazy, and it's going to have a lot of lead up, like traditional Resident Evil, and that's part of the joy of it. Is, yeah, look at that shit. Hell yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Tearing
super
fingers
intense.
up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So this game, the more I see of it, the better it is. Yes.
Hey, just like Resident Evil 4, barricading.
Yeah, we got cursing and text. Hell yeah, that's going to be good.
There's just blood spraying everywhere. I can watch this kind of stuff all day long.
I think this is just another nod to that 2021 and on is going to be the genre of horror games. Whoa, that's a hell of a time to pause. Oh, blood coming from the ceiling. Hell yes. Oh yeah. So this tickles my fancy for sure.
Jesus.
If Resident Evil was like this, to me, this is like Silent Hill with Resident Evil, and
Oh, can you not?
I'm all about it.
Oh, you have to actually reload like this.
Phil, what do you think?
Oh, there.
Oh, I'm down. I'm totally down.
So the whoa was genuine.
God, dude,
It, it was well placed.
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah, this game looks good. Is it like the next stunning example of what video games could be? No, but it looks great and it's gonna play great. It's not gonna be super buggy. Capcom
I have no
has a really good amount of polish. Oh yeah, dumping all the potion on your hand or healing solution on your hand. That's just awesome. This game's going to be great, guys. We're going to hear about this game for years, and that's the beauty of Resident Evil franchise is that it holds up because they put so much work into it on the front end. This isn't your smash and grab. Let me release another one in 6 months. There's going to be DLC, excuse me, and there's going to be expansions on this, but you can just always tell Capcom puts so much work into it that it's justified. Oh man, that looks sick.
And one thing I do want to point out, and I actually kind of love this because I know how earlier we were talking about, you know, Xbox Series X pumping out an extra 4 frames per second, but it's really the loading. So it's
Yeah,
you
sure.
know, Xbox Series X or Series S, so you have to load up a save, return to the menu, or when you do these things, you met with a short loading screen followed by a button prompt. Where on the PS5, it doesn't have a loading screen at all. It's just a short dip to the black and boom, you're back in the game. It doesn't, you're not waiting for shit.
Yeah, these SSDs are really going to change everything about how we play games, especially big open world games like this where there's all sorts of shit going on in the background. It's going to change everything. Wow, look at this craziness going on. Oh, hell yeah. We got a boss fight coming. So, yes, this looks good. Is that Hagrid?
I couldn't tell. It keeps buffering on me.
I thought you had good internet. Yeah, that's
I
Hagrid.
have great internet. It's not me.
You're a wizard, Harry, for sure.
And what's funny is it's not coming from me either, so I'm assuming that it's the restream.
Yeah.
And then everyone vanishes. Yeah. Oh boy. This game looks so good. I cannot wait to play it on my PS5. Got to pull that arrow out of your leg. Hell yes.
So Capcom did a great job on this. I'm stoked to play it. Whenever I get a PS5.
Yeah, whenever that is. Oh man, that looks so good.
And I gave them a little teaser there at the end. I didn't let them see the face.
So thank you for that, Billy. Tantalizing game footage. We appreciate it.
Yes, even though you were very confused at the beginning.
He's like, it's too bright and happy. What's happening?
Yeah, it's like a normal horror game that we love and not Resident Evil. So what's happening?
Well,
It looks
which is
really
kind of
good, though.
surprising considering all horror movies open up as bright and happy at the beginning. I mean, that's how they lure you in.
Carrying your baby around and doing shit like whoa.
Everything's fine, everything's great.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then like the chandelier starts moving, and then you hear something in the background. You're like, "What the fuck was all
and
that?"
then you
about?
walk
And
through
the
a
next thing
door
you're-
and your baby's gone. And then
And the next thing you know, you're in a cryo chamber and you see your wife across holding the baby, and somebody decides to shoot your wife and take the baby, and you're just stuck in a cryo chamber just watching it.
Yes. And you're like, I don't know what to do, and everything takes a shit.
Every time I start Fallout 4, man, I have to act surprised that they shoot my wife. By the
So-
way, if you have a girlfriend and she has never seen Fallout 4 before, make her sit down and do the character creation together and make her, the wife, make her character look exactly like her. And then play the beginning of the game for her and then just watch what happens.
Damn. Time
Yeah,
to go get
ruthless.
Fallout 4. Oh, Carly.
Yeah. No, it'll be so romantic because look, you created yourself and her, and then you guys have a baby.
And then
Best date night ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Foot. So Xbox Phil Spencer is talking Game Pass on multiple consoles. This is pretty recent.
I think we kind of saw this coming.
Yeah, I don't think there's any color to this yet, but the fact that he's still mentioning this means there's definite corporate talks in the background. I don't think Sony. I think Sony would be the last to the plate, but Sony's not off the table. So you have to think Sony's a very prideful Japanese company. The fact that they work with Microsoft for cloud gaming is the right move. I would love to see it, but I don't think they're going to do it. Nintendo, on the other hand, another prideful Japanese company that loves money more than anything. I think Nintendo will do it.
Well, and if Nintendo does it, then
Sony
will fall in.
Yeah, and then Microsoft is where they want to be because they kind of own the gaming industry at that point, and that's what Microsoft is good at: monopolies, having their hands on everything, software, you name it. So we'll keep covering this as stuff happens, but I don't see anything breaking for at least 6 to 12 months. But yeah, I would say the Switch would be the first one. To what Frank was saying about Amazon Luna, they are releasing beta testers out there and kind of early adoption. I've got my invite, so I may pick up a Luna console. We'll see. I've got to see what's going on. I think it's like $7 a month for the early access for Luna, and then like $15 a month for the Ubisoft package. So we'll see. Xbox or Microsoft giving FPS boost to 74 more Xbox Series S and S games. It's more backwards compatibility. Phil and I have talked about this forever. Xbox and Microsoft care about backwards compatibility, and they want you to play your old games on the new shit super fast and pretty. Moving on. They're dumping just assloads of money into it.
And yet we still wait for the new Halo game.
Oh, and we will continue to wait.
Infinitely, we will continue to wait.
Yeah. So 3-1 is talking like 2022. I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know if they want it. They've already delayed it past the launch. It's delayed. Make it right.
Indefinitely delayed.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, Doritos and Monster put Halo Infinite all over their cans and chips, so it's already too late to recoup that. Yeah, so Returnal. Holy shit, Returnal released. It looks great. I know it's 1080p. I know it's like not even 60 FPS. I get it. That you can shit on the game for that, but the game looks good and it plays amazing.
Yeah, it looks smooth. I was watching other people play it. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't remember where. But it looks fantastic, and I like the play style. I like the way the game mechanics work.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little weird. Like, I think they took a page out of Death Stranding, where there's some power ups that you have to lay down on this bed and kind of scan in or whatever. I don't know why they made it so complicated and slow to do that. So but it looks cool. So
yeah. In games that like kind of follow the Death Stranding formula of we're gonna fucking do it our own way and we don't care. Yeah. I kind of like that. And yes, it always is received negatively out of the gate. I get it. I'm not gonna buy a game because of the Metacritic score.
Right.
I acknowledge that, but I want to see why it's negative to people. And they're like, well, this game mechanic is stupid, and you play through one time and they expect you to play through like 30 other times to get the full experience. Like, that to me is great because it's a different approach on how we play games. Not rinse, repeat, play through one time, you're done. I don't care.
I personally enjoy a game that if I play it again, I might run into things that I did not expect. Or and I know we don't have this on our list, but I saw um R-Type Final 2 was released on Steam, and
Yep.
it looks amazing. And as you play, as you like go through a level, let's say you just smear a level because it was way too easy. The next time you go through that level, it actually gets harder and harder. You get new enemies, you get more challenges. It looks awesome. I can't justify $40 for it right now, but
But
it looks great.
Cool.
It's really
Yes.
awesome. So if you haven't seen that, there is R-Type. It's Final 2. Definitely check that one out if you're a fan of the R-Type series, because I sure as hell am. So anyway, sorry. Back to Returnal.
no, you're good. And I think a big focus of why I'm so on Returnal and a lot of people are turned off is Returnal doesn't have a difficulty setting.
Right.
And I
It
get
follows the Dark Souls kind of thing.
yeah. It the more you play it, the crazier it gets, the harder it gets in certain areas, easier it gets in others. You pick up different guns, different abilities. I love that you play this game and it's like multiple boss fights and you have to escape others to beat others. And it's just a kind of revolving shit show with a really cool horror story in the middle.
Yep.
I love that. I love that premise. And I get Returnal has been under fire for the patch update that totally shit canned your save footage. That's a problem. And they immediately reacted and gave a new patch to bring it back to the old patch. 13.3 was a bust, and 13.4 brought it back to 13.1. So I get it. But that tells you they're listening and they're really aware that they don't want to ruin this for people, and they're trying to address stuff out of the gate. And this kind of falls back on the PlayStation awake from rest issue that I don't think we've focused on enough, but has been a problem that bricked PlayStation 5s out of the gate. And PlayStation released hardware or a firmware update to fix that. And now we have games bricking and games erasing all your save data because of this awake from rest issue. So I think Sony's got some real bugs to work out, which is kind of another reason why I'm somewhat happy I don't have a PS5 yet. But dude, Ratchet and Clank's pissing me off. If I don't have a PS5 to enjoy Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
That game looks phenomenal. I'm really wanting to play that hardcore.
Yeah, and another part of it too is, I mean, this is also going through where, hey, we're gonna patch this game. They don't thoroughly test it. They've like, it's almost like, oh no, the code should be fine. Just throw it out there. It'll be, just run it through its paces. This should not have been something. Honestly, as a developer, this is not something that should have been released. If it's going to be game breaking to game save files, like nobody tested that.
Yeah.
You can tell nobody tested that because they released it and they're like, whoops, like
at least they bridged it out of
but
the game.
damage is done. The people that lose their save games, they might be pissed off enough that they don't even want to start over again, especially when it's a brutally hard game and you're missing auto saves. Like you have to get to a checkpoint of saving. You can't just you could be 1.5 hours into a biome and you just got to pause and leave the console on, walk away, do what you got to do. And then you finally get through that one stage, that one boss, that one thing that was holding you up for fucking hours. And then you go back and you get, oh, it's an update. Okay, patch my game and boot it up and your saves are gone.
That's gonna piss you off hard.
Yeah, it's as a gamer, it feels hopeless. It's like I don't even have the energy to try again. Fuck it. I'll watch videos and watch somebody else beat the game,
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Maybe that's just me, but that kind of when anything that affects your progress in your save game, that's brutal. It's really brutal.
So I'll go on record and say that kind of stuff is the reason why I don't buy games the first month of release.
Mm-hmm.
Because this stuff happens, and it's sad that it happens now, but it's kind of normal place, and I'm not okay with that. Just like Phil's saying that if you're 30 hours in and you're not even through the game, and you power your PS5 on, you're like, dude, I'm gonna murder this. I got my beers, I got my Cheetos, I'm ready to go, and then poof, back to ground zero, that's not cool. I completely lose faith in that. 30 hours of my time is extremely valuable. I got a family, I got a job, I got all sorts of shit going on. So if I dump 30 hours in the game just to lose all of it and it's not my fault, that I have a major issue with. So
I just want to point out the difference here, though, because if you think of a game like Death Stranding, which, by the way, from start to finish, I think you can beat it in around 24 hours. Because obviously you've got about 11 hours of cinema, but I don't think there was one bug on console when that game came out.
Nope, I never heard of a bug.
There wasn't. I don't remember a day one patch. I don't remember any of that stuff. I remember watching it when it came out. I watched a streamer play that game from start to finish, and I never saw it crash. I never saw a bug. That is what we should be expecting from our games that come out.
On console, no less.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
PC.
I know PC had some issues, but on consoles it played just fine. No issues.
So I get PC is going to have some struggles because you have thousands of different hardware configs out there, but a console is a console is a console. And if it varies, that's Sony's or Microsoft's fault. So yeah.
It was actually right there at the end of the article too, exactly what I just said. While some praised the developers for quickly responding, others clamored for refunds, even stating they'll not be playing the game again after losing save files with over 40 hours of playtime.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would infuriate me.
And you should get a refund, damn it. If they're really going to work and fix this, they should offer a refund. Hey, our apologies. This is our insight, and we had a mistake, that you should stand tall for that. This is a exclusive, man. This is a first party. This is a big deal. And this game had a lot of hype to it. I mean, not huge, but it had some. And for this kind of shit to happen tells me that the industry is still broken, man. And that's not cool. Yep. So Microsoft had an exclusive that just elapsed. I think they're one of their last ones, and that's Sunset Overdrive. And Sony has filed for a trademark for Sunset Overdrive. What that means is Sony is trying to encapsulate that into their first party exclusivity, which is what Sony is good at. So Sunset Overdrive was a good game. And yeah, we'll see how that develops, but it's just filed at this point. And this is a way for Sony to say, screw you, Microsoft. We'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a new game, but it basically says Sony's not going to let you have it either.
Yeah, which they all video game developers, video game manufacturers do this to one another. Hey, let me just spend a bunch of money on this IP so you can't have it, even though I'm not going to do shit with it.
Exactly. So, I mean, good move, Sony.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, power move, brah.
So what I do want to quickly, I know we're running up on time, but I definitely want to get into PlayStation is going to be integrating Discord chat.
Yeah.
We kind of saw that. I kind of saw this in the wings after so many offers were being thrown around, specifically the $12 billion they turned down from Microsoft.
Yeah.
As one of the biggest middle fingers to Microsoft I've ever seen.
And I'm proud of Discord for that.
Yeah, that was a good move. I know that Discord's going to move to an IPO. Again, a business that actually could do really well as a publicly traded company, because everybody across all gaming platforms have a Discord of one kind or another. Mm-hmm. Even businesses have Discord servers. And these are all free to start up. I mean, obviously there's paid versions with Nitro and stuff like that. But the ability to be on your console and interact with Discord chat, that's going to be pretty huge for PlayStation. I would be not surprised if Microsoft went into this, but Sony only paid $100 million to integrate it. Like, they're just like, hey,
that's kind of chump change when you think Microsoft is like, hey, what do you think about 12 bill?
Yeah, they're like, hold on. Wait, what'd you say for $100 million?
Yeah. Oh, okay, Sony, we'll entertain that. You're like, whoa, what's Discord got going on? But that's impressive. A Discord integration, like if you see a Discord logo when you fire up your PS5 game, that's, to me, that's pretty cool. And it shows that Discord could have taken the easy way out, but they didn't. which makes them anybody who knows public trading knows Discord was worth so much more money the moment they turned down that offer.
Yep.
And the fact they've just gotten with Sony is just huge strides for the company. And it's going to just spell well for us gamers because they're not chained by these big corporations that are now looming overhead and gotta, exude billions of dollars of profit, or we're just going to shit can everybody. I'm looking at you, Microsoft, with your mixer and all that crap that you ran into the ground. Not everything is Minecraft, Microsoft. So,
yeah, like I really respect Discord for that because they could have taken $12 billion and literally every top person at that company could have just not. But they're like, no, we're not doing that because screw them.
Well, and by taking it to a public listing, they could easily get over that in return.
Oh yeah, of course.
When a company like Microsoft throws $12 billion at you, that's when you know you got a little golden goose.
Yeah.
And I like the idea that they're integrating with Sony, not because I'm a Sony fanboy or anything, but that's what Microsoft should have done. They should have approached Discord and said, hey, how about we work on integrating with our consoles? And that's the way to partner up. So I think Sony kind of got ahead on this one, and Microsoft. Money can't buy love.
Screw your refrigerator.
How's that divorce going? Oh,
Oh no.
How's
you know
the
that
pile
Melinda
of
Gates-
burning programs in the back of your warehouse?
Yeah, so just a quick tidbit while we're at it. Melinda Gates just became a billionaire with the divorce. $2.4 billion in stock, I think.
That's it.
Yeah, she divorced Bill Gates and got $2.4 billion. Boing. There you go.
I feel like she should have got more for that fucking she got,
Well, I mean, I don't know who decided that they couldn't resolve their differences. I mean, you have to remember. You kind of have to remember that Bill met Melinda at Microsoft. She was working in a department, which that raises all kinds of weird things to me.
Inter-office relations.
Yeah, it was like, okay, you're gonna marry the fucking head of the CEO of one of the biggest corporations in the world, and you're not gonna get any favoritism. Okay, HR.
That was a knob schlob, and that went well. The last time I checked.
I'm sure the conversation probably went something along the lines of like Bill Gates saying, look, I've got way more money than I can. What do you want me to do? Give her more money so I have more money? That's not going to happen. But
yeah, 2.6 billion was nothing to Bill anyway. So it's like, okay.
And I can only imagine like what the can you word for me?
No, I don't know what you're trying to say.
Irreconcilable differences. Oh, that one tripped me up.
I couldn't have got that for you.
But it's like I imagine like what could that have possibly been? You guys got the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is a great anthropology foundation. That's
what struck me weird is they've gone publicly and done all of these really great things for society selflessly almost.
Yeah.
Now, poof, divorce. You're like, what the fuck? You were just trying to be a good person kind of thing.
They had 3 kids. The kids moved out, and they were like, you know what?
I like
being single with no kids.
Yeah. You kind of suck ass, and I'm out. Can I have my 2.6 bill in stock portfolio?
It would really suck to think that they were just sticking together for the kids. I mean, I guess you have all the money in the world, but man, what a weird way to live in a house.
Yeah, and those kids are the ones that pay for that.
They probably have a big house, and they probably never see each other. So
I know it's just weird knowing that somebody's in the house somewhere that you just kind of don't like anymore. But like, okay, we'll just.
He's a mile away on the other side of the mansion. So,
well, I mean, Bill Gates' mansion is also automated. It's like it was one of the first smart homes to be introduced. Yeah. Automatic lighting. When you walked into the room, there was sensors everywhere.
That shit was like in the early 2000s. They did that.
Before that, I think that was back in the 90s.
Yeah, I remember reading about it quite a few times.
It's probably been upgraded since then. I'm Imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
I was about to say.
It probably does facial scans in every room that you walk in and gets logged in a database, and Bill gets little text updates on your phone like, hey, your deadbeat friend Bob like just went into your kitchen and is eating your favorite Jello.
Do you think
there
it's
goes Eric fucking eating your Subway sandwich again?
hey guys, do you think Bill Gates' house has windows?
Oh no.
Now we gotta end on that shit, Billy. God damn it. You know, we really appreciate you tuning in to Nerds Deep. I'm really, really sorry about what Billy just did. From the
It's
bottom
no
of my
worse than the
heart.
dad
You can't
jokes
just
I had to
leave it.
endure. You all
You
were
can't just leave
spitting
it
off
like
dad
that.
jokes that were worse than
You think there were
the
any
Monica
apples in his house?
Lewinsky scandal.
You think Bill had any apples in his pantry?
Out of spite, probably no.
It's like, no, we're a fucking orange household, god damn it.
No, he got
Grapefruits
pears.
and oranges.
He got
Yeah,
pears
you like
because they're he got pears because they're close to apples, but they're not.
Pears XP, Pears Millennium. Oh.
Oh, good lord. Okay. Anyways, close it out, boys.
Let's raid
Guys,
somebody.
whatever.
with
I
this-
mean, yeah, let's find somebody. Let's find
Oh,
somebody to
let me
raid.
see who's online real quick. Because I had somebody. Okay, she's still online. We're gonna raid Allie.
Allie Mally?
Yes.
I,
All right.
So start talking because this is gonna take a minute to go through because I can't skip the raid. So start closing it out
okay. Well,
if it ever
Resident
goes through.
Evil Village looks badass. CEOs generally suck unless you're part of a good company. So
Is it gonna go through? What the heck?
I don't know.
Oh, I see it saying it's raiding with 3 raiders.
Okay, good. My thing was just lagged. Weird.
But I also want to remind you guys out there, thank you for being here. Hope your week has gone well. Hope your weekend is going to be better. Obviously, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Don't buy anything with Velcro. It's a total ripoff. And sorry.
Wear your damn mask. I know I don't
Wear
want
your
to.
mask.
You don't want to. Just do it. Take care of your fellow man. Mask mandates. I think Phil just went live this week in his area that you don't have to have masks anymore.
Yeah, but businesses are requiring them anyway. So
Yeah, I mean-
don't go into a business and say, but we don't have to, because the business has every right to tell you to do with whatever they want.
Yep.
So
Company
just
policy. Yes.
don't be a jerk. Just wear the damn mask.
Because you know the employees don't want to be a douche to you, but just fucking wear it and just be
Nobody
nice.
wants to have to babysit your political whatever it is.
Anti-masker bullshit. You could do that shit at home. That's fine. I do it at home.
Yep.
I go out and went fishing last weekend. I didn't wear a fucking mask and I enjoyed it. But when I walk into a restaurant or gas station, I had a mask on. I don't want to have the weird
And
talk.
we're out.
Thank you, Billy.
Nice. Well, once you start the raid, you can't stop it.
Yeah. Well, I could, but
There's a timer that goes
Stop.
down.
Get it.
There's a timer that goes down, and once it hits the end of that, you're out.
Boom.
yeah. And I was watching it, and it had like this much left on it, and then it just disappeared and raided. And I'm like, what?
Damn it.
Yep, I knew it was Twitch.
That's so weird.
Hey, we got some YouTube comments, so that's kind of cool.
What are the YouTube comments?
Yo, what
you
up,
mean in the chat.
Pyro?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Millions of
For the
critters.
rebot.
So fucking weird.
Wait, I do have a sub. Oops.
Yeah, I bought for the first time like a week ago.
Tarantulas.
A week or two ago. I had to ask Scrunch for advice.
How
Yo,
come
what
I
up,
don't see the
Jeeves?
raid
How you
on
doing?
Twitch?
Oh, I'm looking at it right now.